fine. Yeah, that's my intro from now on. I don't care. And I don't care. Hey, ¿qué onda contigo, YouTube? ¿Qué onda contigo, statue? Anywho, sorry for the absence, you know what I'm saying? But I'm been having a little bit of soul searching time, you know what I'm saying? Things have been happening. Okay, put it that way. Things have been happening. And, things are not looking exactly better, but who cares, right? uh, Anywho, I've been trying to worry. I've been wondering what kind of content I've been wanting to make lately, and I do declare. I mean, I'm just gonna jump from here to there. You know what I'm saying? I want to talk about politics. You know what I'm saying? Because I understand politics to a certain extent. I'm not exactly fully fluent in the shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not exactly like, oh, I can tell you this is and I can, I can't tell you geopolitics. A lot more of my I prefer to listen, watch it, and like and stuff. And anywho, today's gonna be the first time I've ever done these. It's gonna be a reaction video type shit. You know what I'm saying? But I don't have no damn computer, bro. I'm broke, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm broke than I hope. So I am going to be reacting to the Real News Network, but it's a Real News Network. George H.W. War criminal, CIA spy, oil tycoon embodiment. Apparently, it was made 4 years ago, right? I mean, he passed away not too long ago. Passed away about 4 years ago, 2018, I think it was. It see, and I want to give you guys like a better, so to speak, a better perception or perspective of how things are really, how things, say to the common guy who doesn't know much about politics, but just kind of knows enough to get around. You know what I'm saying? So let's go ahead and start it, bro. You know, sorry y'all can't watch it. Y'all can't watch it with me. Y'all get heard though.
Former United States President George H.W. Bush died on November 30th, 2018.
R.I.P., bro.
And while leading Democrats joined the GOP in celebrating the Republican leader as a hero, honoring him in a bipartisan ceremony, the real Bush left behind a murderous legacy full of war crimes across the planet.
War crimes.
The corporate media lionized Bush, a former oil tycoon and director of the CIA, as a statesman who committed his life to his country. But Bush's patriotism was not rooted in devotion to the average working class American people. Instead, he was an elite custodian of capitalism and empire.
Hold up real quick, bro. Now, he might have been born with the silver spoon in his mouth. He might have been all this and all that, like he's saying. He served in the military, bro. Okay? Now, of course, there's even nepotism in the military. There's probably favoritism too, but nevertheless, it's the fucking military. Means you put your life on the line, especially George H.W. I mean, George H.W. Bush was he got shot down or something like. He was the only one out of his homies that survived or something like that. Something like, if I recall correctly, something happened where he was like a pilot or something, and him and his homies they went on a bomb run or some shit. I don't know exactly, but they all got shot down or something like that, or he's the only one that made it through. He's the only one that made it past, I think. Something like that. You gotta have to look into that for myself, but I mean, it's something like that, bro. Nevertheless, I'm up, like, oh, he was, like what this jerk just said about all that. Yes, bro, he serves in the fucking military, bro. He might have been born with a silver spoon in his mouth, but he busted it. He took himself down to the peg of being treated about as close as you could possibly get from being a socialite to a common average Joe ass dude. So I tip my hat to that. You know, whether you're Democrat or Republican, to me, you're president. You're my president. I don't care how stupid you are, Trump or otherwise. I'm rolling with you, bro. I roll with you on the world stage. I don't care. You ain't gonna talk about my guy like that. You ain't gonna talk about my country like that. It's straight up. You know what I'm saying? I think a lot of people should be that way too. Anyway, let's continue on with this.
From Iraq to Panama, George H.W. Bush was responsible for countless deaths. And far from being the moderate voice of reason he is now being presented as in the era of Trumpism, Bush paved the way for right-wing extremists to take control of the U.S. empire he so carefully preserved. If one had to succinctly summarize George H.W. Bush in a single moment, it would be in the eve of his presidency in 1988. On July 3rd of that year, the U.S. government shot down an Iranian civilian plane, killing all 290 passengers on board, including 66 children.
Oh, no!
The United States adamantly refused to apologize for this horrific atrocity.
Right?
Bush was then vice president under Ronald Reagan and was in the middle of his own campaign for president.
Hmm.
At a GOP event just a month.
Hold up, bro. Hold up, bro. See, now I gotta talk about this a little bit thing too. Hey, I might have to do two parts because I'm only being able to do this off of my camera on my phone. So if my dies out, I'm gonna start it up again. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. Anywho, um, here's the thing about that. See, people like this guy, how he's all these atrocities, and he killed all these kids in an airplane. Right? Yes. Okay. That's all. That is all well and good. Yeah. Sure. Okay. That's sad. I get it. Right. This is another country. This is another country that hates you. This is another country that fucking hates me. This is another country that hates our children. Okay? This is the country that won't hesitate to bomb a motherfucker. Look what they did back in 1970 where they took over the embassy and all that, bro. Like, right? Okay. We're talking about people that don't give a damn about us, bro. Iran, okay, they don't care about us. They don't give a fuck. And you really think they're over there complaining about this shit? Like the moral police ain't gonna go killing women like they don't, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so stop with all that. Y'all make it seem like Iran's a motherfucking peaceful country or some shit. No, they're not. They hate us. And you have all this time in the world to be passing judgment on poor old guy Bush over here. Not poor old guy, but you know what I'm saying? Like on the dude that he's already gone. First of all, second of all, you can't call him that because you must not understand how politics work. You must not understand how fucking war works. You're sitting there complaining about this shit because we are in a time of peace. Because we are in a time of peace in this country anyway. Ain't nobody gonna pull up on our shores like in 9/11, God forbid, ever happening again. Not gonna happen again, hopefully. However, you're sitting there pointing fingers at this. Oh yeah, he did this, he did that. You need to answer for the because we're not at war, bro. If we were at war, you'd be singing a whole different tune. All right. And the fact that you're able to sit here and pass judgment is because you have it so fucking comfortable that you can sit here and look at what other motherfuckers are doing. So, fuck all that, bro. We can't. Ain't nobody got to apologize for that, bro. We're not gonna do that. I sure as hell wouldn't do that. Republican, Democrat, I don't care. President, Charlie, I'm not gonna. Oh, I'm sorry, I killed all them kids. Nah, Charlie, bro. Y'all would have done it to us too. Fuck all that.
A month later, in August,
Stupid.
Bush indirectly responded to the U.S. massacre of Iranian civilians with the following infamous words: "I'll never apologize for the United States of America. Ever. I don't care what the facts are."
Yeah, okay. Okay, I like that part. I would never. I like to apologize for it. Sure. I don't care what the facts are. Hold on. I don't care what the facts are. I don't want to hear the end of any sentences. That's a little too far. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, that's a little too far there. I'm not gonna just. I'm gonna blow shit up and I don't give a fuck. Okay. All right, there. Well, I guess that that. Okay, maybe the guy's going a little too far there, but nah, I can see his point though. I can see his point. Like I said, what I'm saying, it's a matter of we shot the plane down because we thought it was something else, and so all these people died, right? Oh, okay, no, we're sorry. Please, here, take our nukes. Here, please take our fucking GDP. What the fuck you want, bro? How the fuck you supposed to justify that? How you supposed to fucking pay for that reparation type shit? What? How you gonna do that, huh? All the 65 of them kids are dead. Okay, illegal. What should we do? Put their fucking parents in what? Pay for them? What? Come on, live over here. What do you want? What do you want? What do you want? Hmm? This guy right here, this real news network guy. Let me guess. You think that Obama should be locked up for killing Bin Laden, for having Bin Laden killed, right? That's the kind of shit, yo. Man, whatever, dog. That's the kind of shit y'all be on, bro.
That Bush was the physical embodiment of. He refused to apologize for the crimes of the U.S. empire and did not give a damn about the facts.
Oh, well, I mean,
George H.W. Bush's family, life, and world were the textbook representation of the American ruling class.
Hey, for real though, Laura Bush killed somebody when she was in high school, you know?
The oil industry, elite Ivy League universities, and even Nazi Germany.
Ah!
Bush was born in 1924 into an elite capitalist family. His grandfather, Samuel Bush, was a corporate steel and railroad executive who oversaw U.S. government contracts with weapons corporations during World War I. Okay. H.W.'s father, Prescott Bush, was an even more notorious figure. In 1918, as a member of Yale University's elite secret society Skull and Bones, Prescott and his peers dug up the grave of former Native American leader Geronimo.
That's gotcha. That's fucked up,
Bush
bro.
then went on to become a bank executive on Wall Street. And during the
That's what.
Holocaust, the Bush family patriarch even profited from the genocidal Hitler regime. As the newspaper The Guardian reported in 2004, even after America had entered the war and when there was already significant information about the Nazis' plans and policies, he worked for and profited from companies closely involved with the very German businesses that financed Hitler's rise to power. It has also been suggested that the money he made from these dealings helped to establish the Bush family fortune and set up its political dynasty.
What? Hold up, bro. For real? So he profited, eh? He profited off that. Okay, that's pretty bad. That is pretty bad. But you're looking at Bush for that obscure ass, fact. What about Hugo Boss? Ain't Hugo Boss still around? Didn't he make the Nazi uniforms or designer or some shit? Coco Chanel used to bang out all the Nazi officers. People still rocking Chanel. Texaco was their oil backing. Fanta was invented by Nazi Germany because Coca-Cola refused to import or export or whatever their soda over there. So on sanctions, so they got hit with sanctions back then, and they had to create Fanta. Do people still drink Fanta? Why ain't nobody bashing that? You know what I'm saying? And with this ain't no whataboutism, but I'm telling you, there's a lot more people. There's a lot bigger, guiltier people than these people that you're crying about, bro. Why you? What? Nah, it makes me mad that motherfuckers cry about all kinds of shit. But the reason they do, the reason you have enough time to cry about shit is because these quote unquote monsters have made your life able to be having your feet kicked up on the couch, pointing fingers at motherfuckers. Why? Because motherfuckers like to watch. Motherfuckers like Sasha don't want to see it made type shit.
All the assets of Prescott Bush's company were seized by the U.S. government in 1942 under the Trading with the Enemy Act. Okay. This did not stop him from pursuing a political career. A decade later, in 1952, Bush was elected to the U.S. Senate, representing Connecticut. George H.W. Bush followed in the footsteps of his father. He went to Yale University and was also a member of the elite secret society Skull and Bones.
Legacy, yeah.
After graduation, Bush moved to Texas and entered the oil industry. In 1953, Texas. He co-founded the Zapata Petroleum Corporation and quickly became a millionaire.
Yeah.
In the early 1960s, before Bush officially entered politics, he also secretly started to work with the CIA. Journalist Joseph McBride noted, quote, Bush started working for the agency in 1960 or 1961, using his oil business as a cover for clandestine activities.
Okay, he was military.
After over a decade of building up his fortune in the oil industry, Bush then moved on to politics. He was elected to the House of Representatives in 1966, representing Texas. But that was just the beginning. Bush then became U.S. ambassador to the United Nations and subsequently chairman of the Republican National Committee.
Cool.
And then in 1976, Bush was appointed Director of Central Intelligence.
CIA, baby.
After secretly working with the CIA for over a decade, Bush, a staunchly conservative Cold Warrior, was now the chief of it. Historian Greg Grandin wrote, quote, Bush helmed the CIA when it was working closely with Latin American death squads grouped under Operation Condor.
Oh, okay.
This was the height of the Cold War, and after the CIA had already violently overthrown numerous democratically elected governments throughout the global South, from Iran to Guatemala to Chile, the U.S. continued supporting far-right military dictatorships and death squads throughout.
Damn, Salvador Allende got split, bro. What happened to that fool?
Developing deeper ties to Saudi Arabia, one of the world's largest oil producers and a key U.S. ally in the Cold War. With U.S. backing, the Saudi monarchy supported right-wing Islamist groups, many of which were extremists, to undermine secular socialist and communist forces in the Middle East. And
okay, now that's all well and good. Comparatively so. I can't stand the way Saudis get down, bro. I cannot stand the way these motherfuckers get down, bro. I cannot stand it. First of all, y'all be taking all the fucking money, bro. All right, y'all be taking all the money we've been dishing out to y'all, right? Y'all with y'all's fucking. I don't know how many motherfucking princes there are on that motherfucker, but God, wrong way. How y'all get so many motherfucking princes, bro? Anyway, pick a side, bro. Saudi need to pick a fucking side, bro. Don't be taking money from us. Don't be kicking it with it and then go fucking cozy up to Russia. Y'all doing that fucking bumping chest shit, Putin and MBS, Mohammed bin Salman. doing that bumping chest shit at the fucking whatever the fuck meeting they're at. The fuck is that, bro? All right, bro, you're gonna roll with them, bro. So you're not from over there, but you over there, you're gonna whack. How the fuck you law? You know what I'm saying? Nah, chale tamale. Ain't nobody gonna be doing that, bro. You're gonna roll with Russia, roll with fucking Russia. Stop taking money from us, bro. Stop fucking with us, and period, bro. I can't stand that shit about them, bro. I can't stand that shit about them, bro. Get the fuck. When you want to be in bed with us, you're gonna be in bed with them, bro. Pick one, damn, bro. Fuck that.
Through both oil and politics, Bush and his family maintained close links to Saudi elites, including the powerful bin Laden family.
Ooh,
Historian Greg Grandin likewise pointed out that it was
Ronnie.
Bush who helped facilitate Ronald Reagan's escalation of the Cold War through the infamous Iran-Contra scandal. Bush served as vice president under President Reagan during this scandal, in which the Republican administration sold weapons to Iran in order to fund far-right Contra death squads in Nicaragua. When Bush succeeded Reagan as the 41st president, he used his authority to pardon the conspirators involved in the Iran-Contra scandal, thereby preventing an investigation into his own criminal activity.
Right, covering up his own
Many
tracks.
observers have noted that by doing this, George H.W. Bush helped set the precedent that Donald Trump would later exploit as president. But this paled in comparison to Bush's
Kodak
most
Black.
egregious crimes. In 1989,
There we go,
the
egregious crimes.
administration of the newly inaugurated President
Panama,
Bush invaded the tiny Central American nation of Panama in order to oust dictator Manuel Noriega, who had himself been a longtime CIA asset, who for years worked closely with the United States, helping it to fund right-wing death squads while he was trafficking drugs. The U.S. brutally bombed Panama, burning down thousands of homes, leading to the nickname Little Hiroshima. Historian Greg Grandin noted that the bodies of dead Panamanians were shoveled into mass graves.
Cool. No, that's not cool.
But Bush's
That's not
bloodiest
right.
atrocities were yet to come. In August
Just
1990,
laying in the
Iraq
street,
militarily occupied and annexed its southern neighbor Kuwait.
Iraq did?
The Bush administration wanted a war in response. And in order to sell this war, it spread blatant lies. In October 1990, a 15-year-old Kuwaiti girl testified before the U.S. Congressional Human Rights Caucus and claimed...
I don't believe that,
I saw
no.
Iraqi soldiers come into the hospital with guns. They took the babies out of the incubators. Took the incubators and left the children to die on the cold floor. That was horrifying.
Oh, man.
Human rights organizations like Amnesty International.
I don't believe that for a second. There's no lies in politics, bro. I don't know where they get that from.
I
don't get this. Come on, bro. Of course they lie.
They had kids in incubators, and they were thrown out of the incubators so that Kuwait could be systematically dismantled.
It was only after this war, in
deception.
1992, that it was revealed that this 15-year-old girl was actually the daughter of Kuwait's ambassador to the U.S.
Oh, man.
And that the lies she spread had been orchestrated by a PR firm on behalf of the Kuwaiti monarchy.
Right, they
But
needed a
remember,
reason to go up
Bush
in there, bro.
declared just a few years ago that he didn't care what the facts are.
Yeah, and he only had 4 years.
The 41st U.S. president launched a war on Iraq, and it was extremely brutal.
Oh, no.
Under Bush's leadership, the U.S. military deliberately targeted civilian infrastructure, devastating the country.
Right.
Just weeks after the end
It's
of
called
the
war.
The United Nations published a survey analyzing the civilian damage done by U.S. bombing.
It's called war.
The UN found that Iraq was, quote, near apocalyptic, that it had been bombed back, quote, to a pre-industrial age,
Damn.
and that the country was on the verge of a, quote, epidemic and famine. The U.S. military also used depleted uranium weapons in Iraq, leading to birth defects, high cancer rates, and environmental damage that Iraqis are still suffering from to this day. Even the Washington Post, which supported the war, acknowledged 4 months after it that the U.S. and its allies, quote, sought to achieve some of their military objectives in the Persian Gulf War by disabling Iraqi society at large. And the U.S., quote, deliberately did great harm to Iraq's ability to support itself as an industrial society.
Yeah, I can see that.
Precision-guided weapons were used to specifically target electrical plants, oil refineries, and the transportation grid. The U.S. destroyed more
A
than
huevo?
100 bridges, along with roads, railroads, factories, phone networks,
A
and TV and
huevo.
radio stations.
It's called war,
The
guy.
Pentagon later admitted that it intentionally demolished Iraq's electricity infrastructure,
Right.
reducing the country's power generation level after the war by 96%,
Ouch.
knocking it
Damn,
back
bro.
to
Okay.
the level that
Okay, maybe
Iraq
that is a
had
little too
in
far, but
1920. A lieutenant
did
general
somebody do
told
something about
the
it?
Washington Post that the psychological impacts that average
Oy.
Iraqi citizens would suffer from after losing their electricity was a, quote, side benefit.
That's
One
pretty
of the
cold blooded.
most extreme U.S. crimes was committed on February 13th, 1991, when the military used laser-guided smart bombs to destroy a shelter full of civilians. 408 Iraqi civilians were massacred in this U.S. attack. And the Pentagon itself
Man,
admitted that the
massacred, bro.
Amaria
Hold on.
shelter
Calm
that it
down there.
bombed
You seem
was
to
being
be. I mean,
used by
massacre is a strong way to put it, bro. They all died at the same time. You know what I'm saying? It's not like the St. Valentine's Day massacre where they, Al Capone had them boys shot up. You know what I'm saying? He shot and they all died violently. Yeah, they died at the same time, sure, but not at the exact same moment like these people did. These people died at the same moment when they got hit with a bomb. Bow. And it was used to prove a point. I remember this. It was used to prove a point that the bomb was penetrating bunkers so that his ass can't hide, but Saddam couldn't hide underground and shit. That was the point of it. So look, we got this bomb that's gonna go down in there and fuck you up. I mean, it had to be used on. It's called war, bro. It's called war. People die at war. Casualties. These things happen. If it ain't them, it's us. I mean, I don't understand what the hell you know what I'm saying. Is there a humane way of killing in
civilians
war?
seeking protection. Even more blood-curdling was an atrocity that was so heinous it earned the name the Highway of Death. On February 26th and 27th, the U.S.
13 days
and
later?
allies Britain, France, and Canada bombed Iraqi soldiers as they tried to flee Kuwait and return to Iraq.
They bombed Iraqi soldiers leaving Kuwait.
Thousands of fleeing Iraqis were
No,
massacred.
don't be
There
calling.
were
Okay,
reportedly some civilians.
okay. You said it. You just said there was fleeing military people from Kuwait to Iraq, and they got blocked and they got dropped. They got killed. And then he'd go and turn it into calling them Iraqis, bro. Which one is it? Are they part of the military? Or are they part of or are they citizens? Because if they're part of the military, then we might as well fucking wipe them out. Because we ain't trying to get them motherfuckers to rebuild and come about some shit like that. Fuck it, take them all out, bro. The fuck is wrong with people, bro?
Civilians among the soldiers as they tried to flee,
Oh.
including foreign workers and Palestinians who were expelled by the Kuwaiti monarchy. They were all bombed to pieces.
Oh, dang.
Thousands died. The exact number of victims is unknown. The aftermath of the Gulf War was beyond catastrophic. A
To
Harvard
who?
public health team investigated and found that Iraq had acute malnutrition and epidemic levels of the preventable diseases cholera and typhoid. The Harvard team also estimated that at least 170,000 Iraqi children under age 5 would die in the year after the war.
That's kind of
due
fucked
to
up,
the
bro.
effects
I mean,
of the U.S. bombing.
what do you want, dog?
The
What do
Washington
you
Post
want?
noted, quote, planners now say their intent was to destroy or damage valuable facilities that Baghdad could not repair without foreign assistance.
Yeah.
The Bush administration deliberately made the lives of millions of Iraqis complete hell to try to force them into such desperation that they would overthrow their leader. And even when the 1991 Gulf War ended, the Bush 41 administration's war on Iraqi society continued. The U.S. used the United Nations Security Council to expand crippling sanctions on Iraq, which banned all trade with the country. These sanctions, which were further continued under subsequent President Bill Clinton, led to the deaths of hundreds of thousands of Iraqi children and other civilians. In response to these reports of mass civilian devastation from U.S. bombing, George H.W. Bush's Secretary of Defense, Dick Cheney, insisted that
damn, bro, his son W got all these people that were rolling with his dad first, huh?
If I had to do it over again, I would do exactly the same thing.
A huevo?
Bush Sr.'s Secretary of Defense Dick Cheney would go on to become Bush Jr.'s vice president and the brains behind George W. Bush's foreign policy and his own second war on Iraq a decade later. Moreover,
Colin Powell.
H.W. Bush's chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff,
Yes?
Colin Powell,
Damn,
later
bruh.
served as W. Bush's Secretary of State.
I didn't know all that.
Given the overlap between Bush 41's administration and that of Bush 43, it is no surprise that Bush Jr. followed in his father's footsteps, launching another devastating war in the Middle East, which
Mission
destabilized
accomplished.
the region and led to more than 1 million deaths. These crimes fly directly in the face of the corporate media's portrayal of George H.W. Bush as a principled moderate and expose the cynicism behind the attempts to distance him from the political horrors that followed. While Google made a doodle dedicated to H.W.'s passing, and while neoliberal centrist leaders of the Democratic Party tried to rehabilitate Bush as a resistance figure against Donald Trump, the reality is that he and the Bush family only helped set the stage for the rise of far-right Trumpism. Even the explicit racism and the dog whistling to fascists and white supremacists that Donald Trump has weaponized is far from new. H.W. engaged in it as well. During his 1988 campaign
Supports
for
death
president,
penalty.
Bush and his supporters resorted to using racist undertones to attack his Democratic opponent, Michael Dukakis. Specifically, they exploited the case of Willie Horton, a black man who was imprisoned for murder and rape, but who escaped from prison after being temporarily released on a weekend furlough program in Massachusetts. Far-right writer Ann Coulter, a staunch Donald Trump supporter who regularly contributes to a white supremacist website, described the H.W. camp's racist exploitation of the Willie Horton scandal as, quote, Bush's finest 30 seconds. Journalist Russ Bellunt, the author of the book Old Nazis, the New Right, and the Republican Party, also documented how former Nazi collaborators from Eastern Europe helped get Bush elected president. Fascist, staunch anti-communists who immigrated to the U.S.
No, Werner von Braun was part of the Nazi head. He was a Nazi, right?
Later took leadership positions in the Republican National Committees,
Right.
ethnic outreach groups, and
they let a lot of people do that, bro. It wasn't just Bush. A lot of motherfuckers got away with that.
Bush was also president when U.S.-backed
Boris Yeltsin
counter-revolutions overthrew the
Berlin
Eastern
Wall.
Bloc in 1990 and 1991.
Yeah.
He subsequently helped oversee brutal neoliberal capitalist reforms that were referred to as shock therapy, and that led to millions of unnecessary deaths in the former Soviet Union.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Under Bush's leadership.
And the millions of unnecessary deaths in the Soviet Union? Are you serious, bro? Are you serious? Like Stalin wasn't going to kill him before he did or something?
Former socialist governments to engage in mass privatizations.
The people that Stalin didn't get to murder before he died?
For pennies on the dollar. This U.S.-backed neoliberal shock therapy established the network of capitalist oligarchs who control Eastern Europe still today.
Yeah, that's Bush's fault, not Putin's.
This is one of the many policies that George H.W. Bush oversaw that the world is still reeling from in 2018.
In all 4 years that he did, right? I need to stop that, bro.
And racist dog whistling that defined Bush's life. In 1990, the 41st U.S. president heralded in what he proudly called a new world order.
Woo!
Capitalism had won the global war on socialism, and Bush was the leader of the only remaining superpower in the world.
Gang.
The United States of America was the global hegemon, and its military and corporations ruled all.
Gang.
American imperialism had triumphed, and would spend the next 3 decades imposing the Washington Consensus on the planet.
Woo!
In this way,
America, baby!
H.W. Bush did much more than just pave the way for his son, and eventually Donald Trump to take power.
Yeah.
Even more importantly, as Bush stood
there... Yeah, that guy's got a stain on his head.
Soviet
Gorbachev looking at it.
Gorbachev, Bush was being anointed king of the neoliberal era. The seeds of which had been planted by his predecessor, Ronald Reagan.
Ooh.
That neoliberal era died in 2016 with the election of Donald Trump, the resurgence of far-right and fascist movements across the globe, and with a renewed socialist left and the implosion of the bipartisan centrist consensus.
Okay, that's going to be the video right there. All right, well, I mean, I had a little bit of jumps here and there. First of all, one of the things I didn't stop and comment on was that Bush is he supports the death penalty, and then Dukakis, the guy he ran against that didn't win, doesn't. And supposedly Willie Horton went to go home on a weekend pass. That's just absolutely absurd. Here's the thing about this death penalty for me, what I think about it. the death penalty, if we're gonna do it, like, I mean, I could take it or leave it. Honestly, I could honestly take it or leave it. I mean, keeping the guy alive, keeping the person alive, that instead of killing him, eventually it's gonna translate into jobs somehow. It's gonna translate into money because somebody got to be paid to cook for him. Somebody's got to be paid to watch him. Somebody's got to be paid to watch the clothes for type shit. All that shit, right? So eventually it turns into some kind of monetary gain. Anywho, you can kill him or you can make him. You can let him live. It don't make a difference to me. However, if you're gonna kill him, fuck this whole humane shit for real, bro. Fuck. Oh, we gotta do it humanely. Why? Why? Motherfucker, you ain't killing somebody that's been had a stroke and they pulling the plug, euthanizing type shit. Why? Fuck that dude, bro. Fuck that vato. Fuck that lady. Whoever it is, you put him to death. Put him to death with a fucking shanking them. Put that shit on some cartel shit, bro. Cut their leg off. Cut their arms off. Let them bleed out slow. Fuck all that fucking humane shit, bro. That's stupid. These motherfuckers that you're killing did not give a fuck about humane shit when they did something to somebody else. If you're gonna get the death penalty, it's gotta be for murder, innit? Like, I mean, I don't see no drug dealers getting the death penalty and shit. I think it's everybody who took a life. There you go. How the fuck did they take a life? You know what I'm saying? Ted Bundy, you think Ted Bundy went and fucking humanely killed the women and after he raped them? Come on, dog. Gary Ridgway did the same thing. He choked them out after he had sex with them, right? That's humane. Who gives a fuck about humane, bro? Fuck humane. You do that shit with a human. Motherfuckers that kill the way these motherfuckers kill on death row ain't human, bro. So why the fuck are we treating them humane? You know what I mean? That's so fucking stupid, bro. I mean, I would fucking just beat the shit out of this dude until he's dead. Type shit, like, you know what I'm saying? Establish some kind of death squad, not a firing squad, like a death squad. All right, though, this dude, he killed children or whatever. We're putting him to death. All right, let's go in there. We're gonna fucking kick the shit out of this crazy ass. We're gonna fucking stomp his ass out until he ain't breathing no more. Type shit. Then afterwards, we'll fucking shoot him in the head. I don't know. Who gives a fuck about humane though, bro? That's the dumbest thing ever. And it's like people are like, no, because if we did that, then we'd be just like them. You're just like them for taking their life as it is. Period. With a needle, with the firing squad, with the electric chair, with the gas chamber, whatever. Still taking the life, still gonna be dead at the end of it. So what the fuck does that matter? Anyway, dude, that's my take on that. I like. I mean, politics is pretty fucking. It's very interesting, man, because the level of change, the surface changes every day almost. You know, I am a firm believer in people like enjoying sausage but don't want to see it made. When it comes to politics, when it comes to our country, when it comes to our rights and our freedoms, yeah, you enjoy the freedoms. You're exercising the freedoms by turning around and calling this person and that person a monster. But the fact is, if we were at war, if we were fighting with people, and if there was a superpower over us, you wouldn't be singing that song. You know what I'm saying? You're only able to sing this fucking tune because people like Bush, because they're the people that paved the way to letting us live the way we live. You got to be more appreciative of what you got, bro. Straight up. We all do. You know what I'm saying? I like to think of us as on a world scale, on a political scale, on a world scale, as an American. I feel like I'm a billionaire's son. People look at us and they're like, man, motherfuckers, y'all ain't got real problems, bro. Oh, we have starved. Where people are starving in America. No, you ain't. You know what I'm saying? People in other countries look at us like, oh, that's starving to you, bro. Oh, that's prison to you, bro. Oh, that's prison to you. You know what I'm saying? Oh, that you know what I'm saying? That's sad to you. You know that's hard for you. Oh, that's homelessness to you. They laugh at us for the shit we got. Why? Because our shit compared to them is nothing. They don't think our problems are even real. However, you're sitting here with the problems and they feel pretty real to you. But you wouldn't know because you don't live in no fucking Panama. You don't live in no motherfucking Iraq. You don't live in Afghanistan where they motherfuckers be having some real ass problems. You know what I'm saying? Our problems really ain't shit compared to people on a world scale. But you wouldn't know the difference being the person with the problem, right? You know what I'm saying? So there's that. I feel like a billionaire's kid, you know what I'm saying? Or like, with the whole Mexico thing that happened where they said that we're gonna go in there and kill the cartels if you don't let us in, we're coming in. I kind of feel like that's America, like us having to call Mexico like, hey, so my mom don't want me playing with y'all no more, bro, because she thinks y'all are a bad influence. Like, you know, I mean, I like being your friend and all, but I can't hang out with you no more, type shit. You know what I'm saying? That's what it feels like. Anywho, this is Rudiger, bro. People don't get to play on words of RUD163R, but Rudiger is what it's supposed to mean. I'll holler at y'all later, bro. It's about something else, probably.